Hello, my name is Andrei Van Wyk. I am a composer, writer, musician and sound artist from Johannesburg, South Africa. And this is my contribution to the Nuts and Bolts video podcast series, where I'll be covering the Line6 DL4. But rather than focusing on the commercial elements and functionalities of just the general pedal, I'd like to focus on this one that is in my hands, which is actually shared partially between myself, who will be the focus of the first video, Blackjack's guitarist and filmmaker Sligter, who will be in the second episode, and singer and composer Gabisile Mutuba, who will be in my third episode. Each of both of the second and third episodes will also have an accompanying audio-only podcast that will just host a discussion between myself and Mpumi and Gabisile. So this series of videos will focus on this pedal and the theme of precarity, collective ownership of pedals and gear that exists in Johannesburg and South Africa as a whole, and many other places, and the importance of this sort of thing, this sort of relationship that we've developed. I believe that this pedal, in many senses, which we've shared for a very long time, has gone through a lot of wear and tear. It's traveled everywhere. It's appeared on numerous albums, from my work to the Blackjack's albums to Gabisile and I's band The Wretched, and can in many ways be seen as part of the fabric of sort of music that we've developed in Johannesburg. To give a little backstory on this little pedal, basically, and around 2015, Mpumi and I both had Line6s, which unfortunately both broke in their own little ways, and I approached him to see if we could hobble off of different bits and parts of our two pedals to create this singular pedal, and we've shared it ever since. I believe that the sharing of this pedal is quite important in many respects. It's sort of held us together and kept us talking. We've shared and waxed lyrical about its various functionalities, but also this pedal specifically has quite a bit of character. Through its use between all three of us, certain functionalities don't work, so in many ways it shapes the kind of music that can be made between the three of us, and we use it in various different capacities. Also, it remains a little bit of a symbol of collective use, collective repair, in the sense that all three of us could buy our own, but to be honest, when it comes to the concept of precarity and the ability to maintain a brand new one, to receive the parts, takes very long and it's incredibly expensive. So this was a way for us to use our own broken pedals to create something new and create something with a bit more character than the commercially produced Line6. One thing that comes out of sharing, which is very intriguing, is the fact that the presets are always changed between Mpumi and I. Both of us have our own way of using it, and when I give the pedal back, he doesn't have his presets anymore, and what that means is the presets change. He has to figure it out, and vice versa. So in this sort of series, I want to touch on the fact that also all of us use it for very, very specific things. In my practice, I use it for flourishes, for loops, for various things which I'll display in this first video and give a little bit of rundown of its functionalities. But Mpumi uses it for various things within the blackjacks, and Gabi uses the loop station. I do believe the importance of like an individualistic usage of these pedals and embracing the character, no matter how much wear and tear there is. Most people purchase pedals not only in South Africa but all over the world through various means, either second-hand or through sharing, and these pedals develop their own character. They become musicians in themselves, they become creators in themselves, and I believe that that is something to embrace. They work within their own chains, where they work within different configurations and they create different sounds that support a music scene in collaboration in many senses. They don't exist by themselves, and we don't, as musicians, exist by ourselves. But this pedal also brings us together in many senses and holds us together. We've traveled long distances together to each other, whether it be for tours, whether it be for recording sessions, and it's existed in everyone's work. It's something of a mainstay between the three of us, and we have created various sounds that have inserted itself into various musical projects, artistic projects, sound installations, performances, whether it be in White Cube galleries or in festivals. And I feel like this pedal has done more work and been in more gigs than all three of us maybe put together. But also it's a way of us, it's been sort of a conduit for the three of us to impose our own individual sound, our own individual thoughts and ideas through. And in this first episode, I will be giving a general rundown of the pedal, which I'll show now. So this is the basic setup that I'll be using for the purpose of this tutorial. The Line6 is generally used as a guitar pedal, but that would be demonstrated by Mpumelelo in my second episode. In my practice, I generally use it for various sorts of audio sources, so whether it be synthesizers or reel-to-reel tape, or even here, which is a Make Noise O-Coast, which is modeled after, it's a synthesizer modeled with the model of modular synth. But what the Line6 has is, as you can see, it's got 3 stomp switches, actually 4 stomp switches. 3 are programmable, so you can choose and edit your specific presets that you want. And the 4th one is a tap tempo. The tap tempo allows you to, as it says, it's quite self-explanatory. It assists in editing the tempo in real time while one of the presets are activated. It has multiple presets that are modeled after various delays. So you have something like the tube echo, and the tape echo, which are modeled after the Maestro EP1 and EP3. You have a multi-head, which is modeled after a space echo. You also have analog echo, which is right over here, with mod, which is actually modeled after the Electroharmonix deluxe memory man. You also have these toggles right here. You have delay time, repeats, tweak, tweeze, and mix. Mix is your general dry, wet function, whereas delay time, obviously, it's the length of your delay, and repeats, which is, delay time is the time in between each delay, and repeats is how many repeats you get out of each individual delay. You also have tweak and tweeze, which is something to experiment with when messing around with the Line6 and having fun with it, because these are individual controls for every single preset that you can find on the Line6 DL4s in each modeling preset. And then what you can also do is if you had to pick one delay and activate it, edit what comes out. So I'll just do a random edit. What you can do is also save these. So in order to save, you would need to turn one of the stomp switches on, choose a delay, whichever one you want, edit it to your specific needs, and then hold it down. What will happen is it will start flashing, which points at the fact that it's been saved. You can also, as you can see, it shows you the current delay time as it flashes. But what you can do is also have the tempo, and it will actually show the tempo. But so for the purpose of this tutorial, I will be doing a mild improvisation of the Line6 utilizing the O-Coast as its primary audio source.